This is the video with probably the most amount of sources out of this entire course, because I know you guys, and you're gonna say, oh, but I can multitask. I am so good at it. I can do so many things at once. Stop. Multitasking is like juggling. I can't juggle. Look, the analogy kind of works, because when you're juggling, sure, you have 4 or 5 things at once, but in your hands, you just kind of have 2, right? It's kind of the same thing. While you have those 2 things in your hands, all the other ones are just in the air. That's the analogy. The myth of multitasking. I know you may say that you can focus on multiple things when you're multitasking, but research from MIT's Earl Miller or UCSF's Melina Unkefer has shown that that's just not true. Your brain is not like a computer that you can keep 10 plus tabs open, guilty, but instead you can only zoom in, so you can only focus on one thing, or you can zoom out and see the big picture. You can be zooming out and in at the same time. That's just not how it works. So when we multitask, what we're really doing is just rapidly switching from task to task without ever really focusing. And that leads to more errors. So if we're just not wired to multitask, why do we like to multitask so much? Well, how does that even make sense? Well, it's because new information used to be important. Now we have new information everywhere. So hence why our brains like to see new information the whole time. But what we're advocating for here is monotasking. Now that you understand one of the biggest myths and scams of society, multitasking, let me introduce you to a concept in a book by Cal Newport. It's the concept of shallow work versus deep work, focusing without distraction on a cognitively demanding task. So there are 2 requirements. 1, it must be hard work, it must be complicated, and 2, there must be no distractions. He also distinguishes it from shallow work. Shallow work is like sending emails, changing font in PowerPoint, invoicing clients. So don't think as deep work and shallow work as one is good and one is bad, one is important, one is not. They're just different, because invoicing clients is super important, but it's not deep work. Deep work is when you are fully focused on something without distractions and your whole body is immersed into that topic. And according to Melina Unkefer, that's the best type of learning that you can possibly have. However, Cal Newport also mentions that you're never really gonna be in the mood for deep work. So he even has a joke, and I'm gonna link the video here, about having a deep work Monday, because Mondays usually are tough. So you just gotta power through it. You just gotta do it. And finally, as I said that both shallow work and deep work are important, you should figure out what the ratio between those 2 is the right for you. Maybe you need more shallow work than deep work. Maybe you need more deep work than shallow work. That's it. No secrets. Multitasking ain't good, so stop saying it is. Thank you. Oh, side note, I left a bunch of resources here. Seriously, once you're done with the course, I highly recommend you going and reading the articles, the books, the podcasts, the audiobooks, the blah, 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 all the videos. Anyway, thank you. Next video. Or is it this way? I don't know.